what lies inside this box, I have yet to find any reviews for anywhere. This is exciting. Bruh. Oh, these Chinese straps are different. Damn. Straight from China. Oh baby, what do we have here? Oh yeah, a 9.9 horsepower, 4-stroke. It certainly looks a whole lot like Yamaha. Yamabisi, Yama whatever. We know what they're doing here. Very similar to a Yamaha, except this is a brand new 4-stroke motor from the factory, and it costs $800. $800 on Alibaba. We're gonna see what this thing can do. They just gave me a little bit of a discount on shipping for me to post the link to the motor in my video. I still paid full price for this motor though, so you guys are still going to get a 100% completely honest review. All in all, this engine costs $800 for one unit, and total for shipping is roughly $500. This thing's had a very long cargo ship ride across the ocean, and then it got trucked here on ground freight. And let me tell you what, first thing we noticed, this thing is packaged insanely well. I mean, no scratches. The packaging was really nice. 10 out of 10, perfect shape. Let's get this motor up on the stand and then take a look at what other goodies we got in the box with it. All right. We are given a fuel tank. That's awesome. Already got a male connector on it too. That's really cool. Instruction manual. Really hoping this one's better than the Hankai. You're given a fuel line with all the proper connections that you need. Primer bulb and everything. You're given a tool kit. Bunch of tools in there. That's neat. You got some sort of gasket, maybe water pump. I don't know without looking at the engine further, but you got a spare gasket for something. Give you a couple spark plugs, 2 spare cotter pins and some spare O-rings, and a spare impeller and O-ring. I'm assuming this is some sort of water pump kit. And that's it for the spare parts. Okay, let's talk about the first walk around. Yamabisi, 4-stroke, some warning labels, which I'll definitely read this time. If you guys saw the Hankai video, looks pretty good. Again, this is straight from Yamaha's playbook. This type of shifter appears to be shifting. We'll test it. So they are calling this a 9.8 horsepower. Not uncommon to see that marking. Everything looks good on the front. Over here, got some of this decal bubbling up. Never mind guys, I'm so dumb. That's my bad. Decals look great. All right, moving around. Electric kill switch. Throttle looks pretty cool. Got some nice graphics there. Time to pop the top. Good quality cowling. Okay, first look at Yamabisi engineering. Looks like we got ourselves a carburetor, got an oil reservoir. I'm having a lot of trouble getting this rethreaded back in there, but that could be user error. There she goes. All right. Okay, so we do already have spark plugs in the engine, which means we also have 2 spares that they sent with us in the package, which is awesome. Okay, 2 cylinders and 1 ignition coil. So looks like they're utilizing that 1 coil firing both cylinders type of coil. Don't see any frayed wires, nothing screaming signs of trouble or you know, just awful quality. Looks really good under the hood. Throttle seems to be activating everything that it should. All right, should be in neutral. That's good. Let's try forward. Very nice. And reverse. Here's your travel mode, or trimmed all the way up. It's very easy to put it into the different trim positions, which is great. Yeah guys, overall, I mean the block feels good. Really everything on this engine looks great at first glance. It certainly does not look or feel like cheap junk. Yeah, there's not a lot to pick at here so far for the price point. If you guys didn't know, Alibaba is basically like a Chinese Amazon. 90% of the stuff you buy here in the States is made in China anyways, so you might as well skip the middleman and not pay the premium that Bass Pro puts on your lures that were made in China. Okay, ever since filming the Hankai video and seeing how atrocious their owner's manual was, I'm very excited to read through this one and see what kind of quality English we've got in here. I'll update momentarily. Unfortunately, it seems like a lot of stuff in this manual is not directly related to this 9.8 horsepower. There's all sorts of different types of motors, whatever, small complaint. Also thought this little typo was hilarious. Gear handle. That's definitely a new engine part I've never heard of. The only thing I could not find was how much engine oil to put in the motor. You're gonna have to look online for how much engine oil you need, and that number is 0.8 liters. Next step, I'm gonna go fill this tank with gasoline. I'm gonna grab some gear oil, fill up the lower unit, fill up the engine oil. We're gonna see what this thing can do. Also, one more thing I found a little bit strange. The diameter of the fuel hose they give you is so small. I mean, this is like carburetor fuel hose type size, not main engine fuel hose, but I mean, if it works, it works. Just pretty interesting. We did also just top the lower unit gear oil off. Had a little bit of a mess there because what I wasn't expecting was to take the screw out and there already be a ton of gear oil in the lower unit. So it did ship with a very healthy amount of oil in the lower unit, but we topped it off with some of our own. We should be good to go. We got engine oil, lower unit oil, fuel's hooked up, tanks vented, we're in neutral. Kill switch is attached. Let's go ahead and fire this thing up. Well, that was fast. Okay, that took absolutely no convincing at all. That thing fired up freaking immediately, idles down low, runs perfect as a new engine should. Yeah, let's get this thing on the lake. Everyone calm down. Pepper and I have an important announcement to make. Isn't that right, Pepper? That's right. Today's review is sponsored by the fine folks over at Timeusb. Let me tell you guys something. These lithium iron phosphate batteries make a kick-butt marine deep cycle battery for your boat. First of all, they weigh virtually nothing. I mean, look at me, just throwing this thing around. Getting my reps in, easy. I'm not doing that with my lead battery. Guys, this battery has low temp charging protection, so those of you up north, you don't gotta worry about your battery or the charging getting messed up because of some cold weather. Not only that, but it straight up just looks awesome. I mean, we got the fun lettering, cool characters, sweet logo. They are completely revamping the design of their batteries. Making the switch from a standard deep cycle to a lithium iron phosphate has been something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I'm popping this battery on the back of my pontoon I'm working on right now. Installation's so easy, hook everything up in seconds, and look at that, a 13.2 volt at rest. It's perfect. This battery's set to power my boat for a long time. These things last a very long time, and you gain more speed, more RPMs because of the weight reduction. I also make sure I'm choosing sponsors that stand behind those great products. That is why all Timeusb batteries offer a 5-year warranty. September 13th through 15th, you can get their 12 volt, 140 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery for only $266.99. Not only that, they are also doing a giveaway. All you gotta do is follow Timeusb on Instagram and Facebook, and you can be entered to win a giveaway for one of 3 batteries for free. Everything's gonna be linked in the description, guys. Make sure after the video you stop down there, take a look at what's going on with Timeusb. They make great products. Now back to the Yamabisi. See how quick this old Yamabisi fires up for you here, Dan. Oh, there she goes. All right, bud. Okay. Yes, sir. We are officially starting the break-in procedure for this motor. I already did kind of the first step on the stand at my house. So really right now we need about 2 hours worth of half throttle, and then we'll be good. After that, we can have up to but no more than 4 minutes at full throttle. That's all we're trying to get to today, so we can see what it gets on full throttle. And then we'll need to eventually get it up to 8 engine hours before we can really hold full throttle for longer than 4 minutes. We're gonna go. I'll be back to you when we're done with the break-in process, and then we'll see what this sucker can do. Yeah, we're good ways into this break-in process here. She's still idling good and smooth. Telltale giving a nice stream. The steering friction is definitely very loose from factory, so I'm gonna need to tighten that up when I get home. But other than that, no real complaints at all. Pretty nice engine. What are you thinking of the Yamabisi so far, Dan?
She's smooth.
Pretty smooth, huh? Not too bad at all. Yeah, she's purring real good. All right, we are in stage 3 of the break-in process. We should be good now to get up to, but no more than 2 minutes of full throttle. So that's what we're gonna use. We're gonna get a speed test on this thing. Dan, this is a 15-foot boat. How much weight you reckon we got in here? Maybe close to 400 actually, depending.
Probably 450 total.
Yeah, we got a bunch of weight in here. Big boat, 15-foot boat. So keep that in mind when you see the speed readings. So yeah, let's see what we got. Let me get my speedometer out. Here we go. That's all I got.
That's it?
Huh?
That's it?
That's it. Uh-oh. That's not good.
What happened?
That motor just died on us. Stand by. That primer ball was flat. Seems like we lost fuel pressure.
Is it vented?
Well, I don't know. The damn thing is 1/8 of an inch in diameter, so. I reckon we ought to start heading in the direction of the boat ramp, Dan.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I got 9 miles an hour. What'd you get?
It just barely broke 10.
Alright, so we got about 10 miles an hour at full throttle, but again, this is a massive boat. 2 big dudes, me a slightly bigger dude.
To compare, my Suzuki gets about 15.
But not with me on it.
With 2 guys.
Alright.
But that's a 9.9, this is a 9.8.
Oh yeah, this is a 9.8, not a 9.9. So we're missing a 1/10 of a horsepower, so keep that in mind. I promise you honesty with this review. I'm gonna get really honest about the Yamabisi right now. Let's start off with what's good. If you guys have been pricing new outboards recently, you'll know that an $800 price tag, $400 to $600 for shipping is much more affordable than a brand new 9.9 Mercury Yamaha, something like that. So 1, if you want to buy new, it's affordable. 2, it's a 4-stroke. Lots of lakes nowadays have stricter emissions laws. This one will be fine for all of those lakes where 2 strokes are not allowed. Third thing, fired up really fast, idles down low. All around a really quiet and smooth running outboard. Last thing that's good, super easy to operate. All the controls on the motor are very simple. No complaints in terms of actually operating the engine. Now we gotta talk about what sucks with the Yamabisi. This is junk. This is the fuel line they provided to go from the tank to the actual engine. This is where all the main fuel supply comes through. Look at how squishy and thin this is. Hard to really show you guys on camera, but let me grab a standard fuel line. Okay, here is Yamabisi's fuel line compared to a standard fuel line. Right off the bat, we notice the immediate difference in diameter. On top of that, I can try and pinch this all I want. It's not gonna happen. It is extremely sturdy. It's much harder. This, one little thing sets on it, and your fuel flow is completely cut off. That's exactly what happened to me while we were filming. The boat's bouncing around in the water and the fuel line got barely caught under the corner of the gas tank, and the gas tank was now setting on top of it, cut off fuel pressure immediately, engine died. Now, of course, I pumped the primer bulb up and it fired right up, and we didn't have any issues the rest of the day. Is it an annoying flaw that could be easily taken care of with some thicker fuel line? Absolutely. But in the grand scheme of mechanical issues and faults that I could have found with this motor, is it a big deal? No. All you gotta do is make sure the fuel line doesn't pinch, and if it does, pump the primer bulb and restart it. It's not the end of the world. Just something to note, it is very annoying. One more thing that the manufacturer of the Yamabisi claims about this engine is that it has parts that are interchangeable with genuine Yamaha parts. Not only do they claim that some parts are interchangeable with genuine Yamaha, I also, just from working on the engine a little bit, noticed a lot of similarities between some of their parts and parts from Mercury as well. So obviously I gotta test this claim. I am going to buy some Yamaha Mercury parts, and I'm gonna show you what all is interchangeable on this motor and what's not. Not only that, but we are also gonna stack this motor up against another very similar outboard and see exactly how they do side by side. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video, for your subscriptions, for your comments. I love reading them. I love responding to them. Thank you for watching. Have a great night.